I am so honored to be here. And again, my name is Cassiopeia of TheBlackMall.com. It is an online directory of black-owned businesses. So just like you have a yellow pages, where you can just find food and restaurants and tax services and dental services and schools and educational materials and retail and health and medicine and whatever you want to be able to look for. Instead of you looking in a broad range to the yellow pages and not knowing who you're going to get, you can go to TheBlackMall.com and find your people selling those products and services. So they were recycling our black dollar. And that's what I'm here to talk about with you all today, how we're going to empower ourselves because we are in a very pivotal and trying time. And it is important. And the only people who are going to save us is who? Us. Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you all a few questions so that we can start getting rid of some of those things that are in the residuals of what the oppressor has done to us. I want you to raise your hand, and I want you to be honest. If you've ever complained about a black-owned business, right? Honest, I love it. I love it. We raised our hands for that. Now keep your hand up though if you have actually told a manager or owner about your complaint and not your mama at home and not your friend around the corner and not somebody that actually can't do nothing about the improvement of that business. I only had a couple of hands that was up, that stayed up. That's the important part. Now, I want you to think about this. Now, raise your hand if you endured that same type of bad customer service or mistreatment or opening up late or someone just actually ridiculing you at Macy's, at Target, at Walmart, at the Arab store that owns the gas stations, at the Koreans that has the nail polish and the beauty stores. And then I want you to think about this. Raise your hand back up if you actually went back to that gas station. If you went back to that Macy's. If you went back to that Target. If you went back to that Walmart. We cannot be harder on ourselves than we are against the people who are That does not make sense. We have to give ourselves the opportunity to improve. It is important for us to recycle that back in because, again, nobody's going to save us but absolutely. Now, did you know that 80% of black-owned businesses hire black people? Did you know that? 80% of black-owned businesses hire black people. And because we know who we are and we know the struggles that we go through, we know the injustices that we face, that most of those black-owned businesses also will make sure they will hire our brothers and sisters who have had prior convictions or sometimes have gone down a path that we know this oppression has taken us down. So this makes it even more important to make sure that you are recycling that black dollar because we all know that crime and poverty are linked. So when we get rid of the poverty aspect, then we automatically get rid of the crime. So again, this is important. The Asian community recycles their dollar 28 times before it leaves out. The Jewish community does it 20 times before it leaves out. The European communities do it 17 times before it goes out. How many times do we recycle our dollar before it goes out? Anybody know? 6 hours. Not even a full day. Nowhere near a full day. We are a part of that injustice to ourselves. We have to take responsibility for that, and we have to sacrifice and put those funds back into our community because we are the only saviors of ourselves. How many of you all love Harriet Tubman? Right? We all love Harriet Tubman. But she took a serious sacrifice. How many of you all really think about what she actually had to go through to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to free our ancestors so that we can sit here today and not be physically enslaved anymore. Did you ever think about that maybe they didn't even have shoes, or their shoes were completely ran down? Did you ever think about the fact of the sickness that people were going through, hiding out in different places, being in close quarters, not being able to do the regular things like we do every day and go to a bathroom isolated by yourself? Those are sacrifices. Sacrifices. And in order for us to now get rid of the mental enslavement and this economic enslavement, we have to sacrifice as well. I know that sometimes we get caught up in what I like to call false comforts. You know, we like the fact that it's easy for us to go to Walmart and Target, and we like the fact that it's easy to go to that gas station, and you know, and we don't want to really give that up. A lot of times when we first started this whole campaign of buying black, people would give me all kind of excuses. Well, I don't feel like going all the way down there. Well, I don't want to do all this and that. That's going to take too long. You know, but if we want our freedom, then we're going to have to sacrifice. It's not going to be handed to us. This is not going to be easy at all. It's going to be uncomfortable. Buying black is not going to be easy. You're still going to run into people who are going to give you bad customer service. You're still going to have high prices. You're still going to have a little bit of time when someone's not open up on time. But when you understand what we're really going through and what we're really up against, you will take that time to say, you know what? You know what, brother? I came to your store and you was open late. I'm going to ask for you because I'm putting my money into you so they can fix us, not just you. It can fix us. I'm going to ask for you to make sure that you have somebody here that's opening up on time. Or maybe just this. Ask them if they need help. Did you ever think about that? When you're competing against Walmart and Target and Costco's and big boxes and people who are able to buy units in the millions at one time, and I'm trying to sell to you the same thing and I can only buy 100. Of course my price is going to be higher. But are you investing into my business so that I can buy in bulk? Are we thinking like the Koreans and the Arabs, where actually there's only about 4 or 5 families that run all of the beauty supplies, that run all of the gas stations, and guess what? For all of those businesses that they have, those 4 families all buy all their products at the exact same time, and they get units upon units so that they're paying little and charging us up the wazoo. This is where we have to really, really think and really, really put our efforts back into ourselves. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be in a pretty box. You're not going to get the nice little gift bag that you get at Macy's or Neiman Marcus. But you are going to get a product that came from love in the heart of your people and are going to save your people. So, absolutely, you boycott Christmas. Boycott Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Matter of fact, go to a Kwanzaa celebration. And the Zawadi are the gifts that we give, that we make for each other. Not that we're just exploiting or buying because somebody saw something on the TV screen, right? So what you want to do is make sure that you are focusing on that. But I have to give you a little bit more. Because a lot of times, how many people have gone on Black Friday, not necessarily buy a TV or a toy, but to buy all of those paper products in bulk, to buy your soap in bulk, to buy your tissue in bulk and your toothpaste, because it's like, oh, I can get this real cheap at Costco and Walmart. This is where it becomes very serious, because those products are the products that we have to buy every single day. Christmas is an accessory. But the stuff that you have to buy, everybody, who uses toilet tissue in their house? See, those are the products that are also produced by your enemy. Scott's, Bounty, Angel Soft, Charmin, Solo, Dixie Cup. Georgia Pacific, who's owned by the Koch brothers, produces those products, and we buy them like it's like our life depends on it, not understanding and realizing that we are fueling the killing of our children. We are fueling the privatization of these jail cells. We are fueling and paying officers like Darren Wilson and the new guy who who dragged that sister across the floor in South Carolina at Sun Valley High School. These are the companies that pay them to do that job. So I want you to feel guilty when you go into Walmart or Target and you pick up that Charmin, or you pick up that Angel Soft, or you pick up that Bounty. I want you to feel terrible. Are you guilty for the demise of our children? Because you can tweet all you want to and be on Facebook and say, oh my God, this is terrible, Black Lives Matter and everything. But if you go right back out that next day and then you say, I'm going to go ahead and still buy this thing that fuels that engine, then you are no better than our enemy and our oppressors. I'm going to tell you, we have alternatives to that. We have a Black manufacturer of bathroom tissue and paper towels and soap and deodorant and those necessities. And one of them is a brother from right in the Nation of Islam, Brother Kamos Muhammad, a Freedom Paper Company. And we have those products. So again, you can go to TheBlackMall.com and do that. And I have one last action item, and this is where I like to make sure that we're not just talking and speaking. So if you have $1, I don't want it, pull it out. I'm real serious. This is not for show. If you have $1, pull it out. And I want you to write Buy Black on it, just like I have right here. And this dollar is your responsibility. I want you to write this on a $5 bill at least once a week. If every Black person in Chicago, 800,000 of us, spend $5 a week at a Black-owned business, we'd have $2 billion at the end of a calendar year, and we can save ourselves 5 times, 10, 20 times over. That's all I need, and you spend that on Flamin' Hots and red juice drink every week. So you can take this to any Black-owned business, whether it's poor customer service or not, and put that into it. So I want you to write that Buy Black on it, so when you pull it out, you're like, oh, I gotta use this with a Black business. And then what's gonna be awesome is when one day you're gonna get this Buy Black dollar back. And that's when you're going to see the power of our people. Thank you, and many blessings.